Welcome back. Today we are looking at Unit 2A, which is professional practice. We have studied the subject in Unit 2. We are looking at paralegal professional practice and ethics. And today we are especially looking at professional practice. This is your host, Dr. Tulipo Mwenifumbo, your tutor. So professional ethics are the ethics, behavior, and practice of anyone when carrying out professional work. Most professional bodies have codes of conduct or codes of ethics that every member of the profession is expected to follow as a member of the professional board. So there is what we call professional code or professional conduct. There is professional dressing, professional what. So as a paralegal or counselor, there are professionals that there are ethics that you have to follow. The ethics in dressing, ethics in conduct. So these code sets out there rules about how people in the profession must act. So doctors, lawyers, accountants, and so on all have their own professional ethics. When I was I was doing pastoral theology, there was what we were called pastoral theology. In pastoral theology, there was the pastoral ethics, whereby as a pastor I remember at that time I was 18 years, where we were taught a pastor how the pastor should behave, where we were taught as a pastor, don't rush in greeting people with your hands. You have to put your hands together and say Badishani Mukwai, or how are you, with that respect. And a pastor should tuck the shirts. The pastor must, when you are walking, you should walk like a pastor, speak like a pastor, move like a pastor, dress like a pastor. And we are taught all the whatever that you are doing. When you are greeting people, we are taught how to greet people. How to you are not supposed to eat in public. You are not supposed to be exposed in public. Even at the funerals, as a pastor, we are taught you should not go and eat where in the open place. So those were ethics that that governs pastoral profession. Now we are talking about those pastors that have undergone through conventional or through a seminary. Now there is also what is called the conducts in every profession. So every profession has got the way they dress, have got the way they look. You can stand at the supermarket or you can stand in a mall and just begin to observe. You'll be able to observe that that one must be a lawyer, that one must be a teacher, that one must be a counselor, and what. So because there is the profession makes somebody to behave in a certain way. So it is with as paralegals. As paralegals, there is a certain character that has to be exhibited, and that which people are supposed to see in you. So paralegals must always first be mindful of the following facts. Number one, they should be able to know that the giving of legal advice by any person to another is not prohibited. Hence, any person, including those who have not been trained as paralegals, may give legal advice, provided that he or she does not hold himself or herself out as being an advocate. So paralegals, as we say, they are not advocates. They are not lawyers, as in brackets, but they are entitled. They can give advice. So when it comes to the ethics, they have to abide by that. When somebody tells you that you are an advocate, you should not accept it, because you are not an advocate. An advocate is somebody who stands in court to represent somebody. So as a paralegal, you are you are not an advocate. So in other words, giving legal advice only become an offense if the person giving the advice claims to be a lawyer. So according to Act Section 43 of the Legal Practitioner Act prohibits conduct whereby a person pretends to be an advocate. That is impersonalization. So when you're there is a professional guideline on paralegals and the professional guideline on lawyers. So as a paralegal, you are not supposed to present yourself as the lawyer. You are supposed to have a certain conduct, and should abide by the paralegal ethics. It's a crime, or a criminal liability might also be engaged under the Penal Code 1 provisions relating in impersonation. So impersonation, it is whereby you are claiming to be someone who you are not. So if you are not, if you are not a doctor, then you present yourself to be a medical doctor. It is also impersonalization, which also the Medical Professional Act also forbids that. So we have got the conduct that we should abide by as paralegal counselors. So Legal Aid Act number 1 of 2021 provide the registration and qualification of one to be licensed as a paralegal in Zambia. This act provides paralegals as profession, and also gives registered paralegals to collect fees from their clients. So according to the Legal Aid Act number 1 of 2021, the paralegal, a licensed paralegal, can be able to get professional fees. It can pay you for doing a service. It is clear that paralegals are permitted, or at least not prohibited, from giving legal advice to members of the public. The other thing that we have to look at is the Legal Practitioners Act outlaws the drawing up or insurance of summons by any person on behalf of another if the person issuing the legal process is not a qualified legal practitioner. Hence, paralegals who are not working under the supervision of a legal practitioner cannot write summons, force people to come to their legal desk, or threaten to take legal action because they are not lawyers. So, a paralegal, the conduct of a paralegal is that you can call people for a meeting or for negotiation, but you are not supposed to compel people to come to the for your desk. You can just proceed if someone comes and gives the complaint. What you can do is just to stand as a mediator and also to call that person so that you hear both sides of the story. But in a case whereby a person doesn't abide by that, so what you can just help is to help your clients to proceed to court, and not to compel that person to come, or threaten that person to come to your desk. The other thing is it could, however, not be unlawful for a paralegal working under a law firm, such as to draw up summons if they would be endorsed by the chambers from which they are issued. So, like if you have got paralegals, if they are your office or your legal advice is registered, you can be able to issue out the summons, or you can be able to call a person for a meeting without any offense. It is an offense unless one can show the act was not done in expectation of any fee, gain, or reward. For any person to write any letter on behalf of any other person demanding payment of money or performance of, or obtaining from the performance of any act, and threatening legal proceedings in default of compliance. So as a legal paralegal counselor, you are guided by the by your professional conduct, not to force people, not to conduct. That's why they are courts. If the matter is above you, I'll give you example how the health professions act. You know, a nurse will never, even if she knows what to do, she will not do the work of the doctor. A pharmacist, they do almost the same courses in brackets with clinical officer or the medical practitioner, but they will not prescribe because they are not mandated, they are not licensed to prescribe. The doctor will never declare someone that you are HIV positive because they are not licensed to do that. That's why they will refer that person to a psychosocial counselor. A psychosocial counselor is the only one who is licensed in the health fraternal to tell somebody that you are HIV positive. Why? Because there are licenses in every profession. So it doesn't mean that when you're a doctor, then you can declare somebody, no, I found you are HIV positive. No, you are not licensed for that. So it is even in legal profession. You are limited. You have got where you can end as a paralegal counselor. Therefore, there is nothing illegal to setting up a society, foundation, or like organization to provide legal assistance of an advisory nature, or indeed of the kind involving the writing of demand letters, provided that such services are very necessary. So you are not forbidden to help people to write even the letter of demand, or to tell somebody you are supposed to pay this because of this, but you have to work within the legal framework. Paralegals are not lawyers, hence they cannot represent someone in court. In Malawi, they are working on where the paralegals can be able to represent somebody like in magistrate court. So in Zambia, as paralegals are not given the mandate to stand in court, but you can only do that if you work like you cannot stand in a criminal case, but you can be able to stand if you are given what is called the power of attorney. The power of attorney, it is whereby a person writes to you and say, can you represent me on this matter, especially in the matters of debts and claims. Those you can represent your client. This also includes questioning the justices as to why they came up with a particular judgment or writing notes to courts. So the paralegal, you are not you are limited. You are not supposed to criticize the judgment or to criticize the in public the judgment or anything. You are just there to, if your client comes in, you can just help them to do what is called the appeal. Paralegals can only advise the clients to appeal if they are not happy with the decision of the court, but not to start speaking against the decision of the court. As in the legal fraternal, just like in health fraternal, you don't criticize the other person who is in the same field, because they are professionals. The judges, they are professionals, and they are trained to look at matters and to make decision on the matters. You have got also your own profession, so you are not supposed to criticize the other profession. Thank you so much, and God bless you. See you in the next class.